It's a historic liftoff from the Kennedy Space Center. Group Captain Shubanshu Shukla is on board the Axiom space mission, and its history. After 41 years, we see an Indian in space, and he's soon going to make it to the International Space Station, and he's carrying the pride of India with him. And what brings us to the focus on his uniform is the badge. There's a very interesting story behind the badge on his uniform that he's wearing. And for that, I have the designer of the badge himself, Mr. Manish Triapthi. His costumes are worn by Ram Lalla as well, and in Ayodhya at the Bhavya Ram temple. And now it's another achievement for Mr. Triapthi as well. Thank you so much, Manish, for joining us on Republic TV. It's a proud moment for all of us and for you as well, because he's carrying your design there with him too. Tell us the story about this badge, because that has very interesting features also, because it combines somewhere the heritage and technology.
Thank you so much, Rakshita, for having me here. First of all, I would like to congratulate the entire nation for this feat, and Jai Hind. I'll start with that. Jai Bharat. This is definitely really big for me. We do design a lot of things, but something which when we get to do things which is for the nation, for the countrymen, I think that's the biggest thing. And anybody, for any individual, it's like it's a great achievement. The mission badge in itself is a sign. Basically, I'll tell you, because once I got in touch with Shubanshu Shukla, so he very categorically mentioned that we need to design a badge which is there to inspire the coming generation. The badge which carries the legacy, which if somebody sees that badge, and that badge can tell what is India all about in space, and the legacy which we carry, and what we probably aspire to do, what our ambition. That was the thing. And I think with the rigorous I would say phone calls, with the video meetings and Zoom calls, all those what happened for multiple years, we sort of achieved this, and I'm really happy, and I'm really glad that there's a small bit of contribution from my end to this particular mission.
So, if you talk about the there are the phases of moon also. There is the feature of Aryabhatta, Jantar Mantar. Everything is there. So, you could just tell us the idea behind all this imagery, or the symbols, the signs that have been used.
Basically, I personally felt that obviously, like if you say Aryabhatta in itself, it's already the 50th anniversary of the Aryabhatta, the space. While you see the moon, the lunar, it's also portrays the growing legacy of India in the lunar space. Of course, you'll see a lot of mathematical sign, which resonates with India in many ways, and then there are astronomical signs which are there, which also kind of portrays India's I would say the connect which India had I don't know how to put it, but I mean then you'll see Jantar Mantar, which also resonates the India's legacy in form of monument which is there, and the understanding of India of astronomy and science, and which is there's Jantar Mantar has been depicted there. Then you see the orbits which are there, which also talks about the past and present, again, in the future, in the space knowledge which we already had. So yeah, that is there. And then you see the Earth, which has been depicted as a helmet of the astronaut, and the astronaut is looking upward towards the star. That also portrays the ambition of humans in the space, especially humans from, I would say, from India. You will see in that badge, you will find that Earth, on the Earth map, you will see India being depicted very prominently at the tip, at where the chin is. So there's a chin up, I feel, and there's a way to tell the world, we are really proud of the fact that we are now there, And the overall design of the badge is in the shape of a stamp. So again, which is a sign of, that now India will have its own address in the space.
Well, that's beautiful. I think the entire thought that has gone into it, and what you told about how Group Captain Shubanshu Shukla also had this contribution of, that he wanted, he envisioned something that would inspire the coming generations. But also tell us how long did it take to design? How did you just put things together? Were you like, really thinking like very hard, or was it very simple? Did it just come very in a flow?
Well, once it's done, as in once once it's done, so it's done. But but it took a lot of time. Honestly, there's a very interesting story that while I was designing this, my wife was in her third trimester, and obviously I had to be with her as well. But fortunately, while we and Shubanshu were discussing about designs, so first of all, because he happens to be my school senior, so we are from the same hometown, and that's when we were discussing about what to do, what not to do, how to put. And his vision was very clear that he was very well focused on the fact that it has to inspire the generations to come. He wanted that the generation to come should get sort of lured, or rather not inspired, to explore more. They when they see, they should get inspired. And I would say also on a lighter note, we should discuss after 500 years of everything, just there's nothing. So while you were designing, while you were discussing, there are a lot of things which came up as thoughts, and I would say to filter them out, and then to choose elements from those, to put it in a batch, very small batch of like 3 inches, 4 inches. It was a difficult task. Interestingly, as a designer, we are exposed to a lot of new age softwares, advanced softwares, tools to design such things. But we chose a very, very simple method of having nothing of that sort. And when I logged myself into a hotel room with my wife, and we were there, and I just used very basic pencil which is available in the hotel, a very basic that room key, the cap, and the holders of the cosmetics which we had in the room. So I used all those basic things around to sketch this particular artwork before it turned into a badge. And we were open to rejections. We were open to because the moment you use a lot of advanced softwares, you would use a lot of other advanced tools. I would say the way you explore yourself gets limited, and I felt that let me bring it out in the most confined, with the most most limited, I would say, facilities I have, and it worked. I would say in a positive way on this badge, and here it is for you all.
How long did it take to finally decide on that this is it, this is the design we go ahead with?
So it took almost more than, I think, almost 4.5 months.
Oh.
And and every day it was like my morning to start with Shubanshu's call, and obviously and it used to end up with this call. So there were a lot of discussions. Every element was very well thought of. The way we use the lunar part of it, the way we use the astronomical science, the way we would want to put the the Gaganyaan, the way we want to use the Aryabhat, the way we used to have Jantar Mantar, the way we would want to use the Earth map, the way we wanted to use all that, everything was, I would say, was I don't know, we ourselves branded each other, with thoughts, with discussions, and it took even before finalizing it also, there were times when we got into a different new concept altogether. But again, we revisited the idea. We made several explorations, and out of that we chose this one. Then we picked up each elements, refined them again, revised them, modified them, and then we created this.
Right, Manish, you mentioned that Group Captain Shukla was his school senior also. So what are your memories of him? Like, what sort of interaction you've had with him? What sort of a connection you shared with him as someone from the same city and the same school?
Ironically, we never came across each other. Never met while we were in school. But interestingly, one of my seniors, who happens to be the best friend of Shubanshu, Mr. Vishal Shrivastava,
oh, yes,
he got us connected, and I fondly call him Vishal Bhaiya, and he mentioned that he suggested Shubanshu Shukla that we can have rope and Manish to get this job, and that's when we got connected. And then obviously we recalled some moments, but interestingly, in this, I would say, besides this last 1 year, I developed a wonderful bonding with Shubanshu. The kind of person he is, every moment before getting on the job, on the task, he would always ask about the well-being of the family. He would always ask, and about the health of my wife or other family. And I would say the first one to congratulate me when I had a daughter. So he was very well concerned. It was like a family. Where I was shifting to a new house, he was even from the US, he wanted me to connect to some friends of him, to help me out. So he's a wonderful soul, wonderful person, and obviously, the feat which he has achieved now, I call him my superhero. Reason being because we always have heard and read about all those ficticious stories and comic everything. So I again on like I told him, let's make a nice comic book on your journey and let's inspire. And I think that's the agenda I would probably pursue. Once he's back, we'll discuss it on and take it forward.
Well, that's very interesting to know, because that will be truly inspiring, and the kind of comics and the kind of content today are, the younger generation and everybody needs, and we all need to know about Group Captain Shukla, because he's the pride of India. But finally, today, how do you feel when you see that, that moment of lift off and so much talk about, Group Captain Shukla and your design, because, you've designed, Ram Lalla's clothes as well, and many more, achievements, many more feathers in your hat. But finally, now when you see your design in space with Group Captain Shukla representing India, representing pride of India, finally, what is that feeling in your heart?
Well, for any professional, I would say from any field, we always look for such accreditations. We always look for some such kind of work with which we could probably I would say we do a lot of thing in life for our living, for our for our name, whatever you may say. But such projects, they live by even after you are not there. I feel this is one of such projects, and it's a very small contribution to this journey. But I still I personally feel very privileged, and again, all thanks to my Lord Ram, that he bestowed his blessing on me in such a way that I got this opportunity, that I could showcase my design in space and through Shubanshu Shukla. Because for us, we all look for such projects that which will with which people remember you, and I think this is one of such I would say work which I could do, and I'm glad that the person who's carrying it on his shoulder, on his sleeves is happy having that, and that's the biggest thing for me. So I'm glad, obviously, when while all the nation in the entire world is watching it, I'm sure everybody would like it.
Okay, so when was the last time you had any interaction with Group Captain Shukla? Did you send him wishes, and ever he mentioned about the space mission to you?
Yes, I kept it very. It is also important to probably act a little sensible when you are connected to such a person, and also at this point of time, I felt it is very important for him to concentrate on his mission. So rather than bothering him on calls or messages, I just simply dropped a message, wishing him all the best for the mission, and he obviously he reciprocated with all the warmth. However, since I knew about obviously I was informed about the timelines of this project, so I kept it, I would say, very normal. And obviously beforehand, till April, we were it was a on and off. We used to get on calls discussing about what will happen, how it will happen once he's back, what we'll do, all that. So as you know now, that became more of a junior and senior kind of thing, wherein he's a school senior and I'm his junior. So we used to discuss like that. But obviously, this first time, I left it with a simple message in June, and obviously I got a message. And again, through your channel, I would again want to wish him all the luck, all the best for this mission. And I hope many more people like Shubanshu Shukla should come up from India and explore the space.
Right. Thank you so much, Manish, for joining us on Republic TV and sharing It's the idea behind that very special badge, and of course India continues to keep an eye on this space mission, as you would be also doing. Thank you so much, Manish.
Thank you so much. Jai.
Jai.